can't believe I'm saying this, but we actually have legitimate, hard news about Ghostbusters 3.
I'm hard about that.
I can't believe we're saying it, but we have a Super Smash Bros. Release date.
And your favorite backwards little man is coming back in style.
Today's Friday, October 10th,
yeah.
2014. Welcome to Pretty Much It.
Oh, it's so good to be
day.
here.
It's good to be back.
Day.
It's been so long. It's been 7 days.
We are here working hard while New York Comic Con is happening right outside of our door.
So you're saying you'd rather be a Comic-Con?
No, I'm saying that we are here for you guys and all those people dressing up like Naruto and Captain America. You know what?
We gotta be here. Whatever the hell.
No, don't even talk shit about Hatsune Miku, okay?
Oh, I watched a second of that video and I couldn't do it.
On Letterman?
I couldn't do it.
It was incredible. When he waved at her, that was the best part.
No,
it was so awkward for Letterman, like
I don't like Japanese singing. It puts me off a lot.
The future.
But can I just say what? This is not the news this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can I just say we have to make a big thank you to somebody very special because we have a lot of news this week. And who are we thanking?
Jesus.
Who are we thanking?
The Rock.
Robin Williams.
Finally, he let us go.
Finally letting us go.
He's his soul is finally at rest.
Yep.
We got a bunch.
He was been haunting us.
He's been haunting us.
And now Halloween's getting here, and he's got to see all the scary ghosts. And he's like, I'm out of here.
His veil is lifted off of the Hollywood entertainment news. And
Absolutely.
Move forward.
And now we're moving forward
with a ton of news.
With a lot of movie news.
Oh, I'm pumped.
Okay.
We haven't
first
had
things first.
Big time news.
Huge. Let's talk about big time news.
Big time Apple.
Big time movie. This is going to be a huge movie. This is the biggest news of the week.
Big Hero 6.
Baywatch.
Oh.
Jake, take us home.
Take us home. Let's go home.
Yeah.
What's going on with this?
I just want to say, guys out there, and girls, of course.
What about girls?
Yeah, thank you. We've done it. 5 days into #TheRocktober, promote my campaign on Twitter to promote awareness and appreciation for The Rock.
So people, so people don't know.
Do you have a ribbon?
Don't get hurt by him.
Yeah, no, we've done
the ribbon.
I do have a ribbon. Yeah, we all have ribbons.
Next week we'll have ribbons. Don't worry about it.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson has actually come out and said, thanks to us, the Baywatch movie has been greenlit, and it's going to be a funny, raunchy comedy type movie, and I can't wait.
You should be proud of yourself.
I think it actually does sound. It's perfect. Him in a raunchy Baywatch
movie.
I'm like, it sounds exactly perfect.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm totally fine with it. They've done it, by the way, before. They've done a spoof movie. They've done a serious movie of Baywatch. It's like, I think The Rock is perfect.
Yeah.
The original Baywatch was nothing anyway.
It was just, it was just a light show.
It was great.
It was awesome.
Or actually,
give me one
episode. Wait a minute. Was it a light show? Or was it a laser show? No, I'm kidding. Was it a,
Good one.
Thanks. Was it a drama?
Laser Watch.
Yeah, it could be a
It's kind of like a soap opera, right?
Yeah.
For Beach Babes.
And then moments of like awkward.
Beach Boys and Beach Babes.
But babes of all kind.
Babes of all kind.
Yeah.
But with big babes, boobs.
And big men, arms.
Big men.
Like The Rock.
Ooh, arms.
The Rock is going to be perfect.
The Rock has big
Do you like arms?
Do you like big arms?
Yeah, I wonder who else is going to be in this.
I don't. Next up, we've got some news about the Avengers.
Wow, do we?
Yes.
Yeah,
we got avenging news?
Yes. Now, first off, let's get this out of the way. Iron Man 4. Is it happening? Who knows? Robert Downey Jr. sure doesn't, because he went on a couple of shows this week, a couple of talk shows. He's been making the rounds because
of the judge.
Because of the judge, and the judge ordered him to do it. It was a case that he had to go to court, and the judge said
Robert
you
Duvall
have
is
to go.
actually a judge.
Robert Duvall's a real judge, and the judge said you got to go on Ellen.
You know, in Robert Downey Jr.'s son, when he was in court, the judge said, because Iron Man is your dad, I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah.
He said that?
Good.
Yeah, well, he actually said something like,
that's justice.
Take a lesson from your, a hero. Your dad is.
And actually,
he's
not joking though, because that's what happened with his dad in real life.
Mm-hmm.
He got clean and then saved the world. But
Iron Man.
So what happened was, he's been on making the rounds because he's in the judge, and that's coming out this week, I guess. And he said to one person, Ellen. He said, yeah, it's happening. He said to Letterman, no, it's not. He's just been saying everything backwards. It's very obvious so that we're talking about it because the judge is coming out. That's all. It doesn't mean anything. There's nothing else to say about it.
No, you play around with it,
He will be in Avengers 2, probably Avengers 3, which we're going to get to in just a moment. But
I wouldn't want an Iron Man film.
I don't need one. I wouldn't not want
Iron Man. I want to see Iron Man show up in Marvel movies.
Right, which he will.
But I don't think he's got a whole movie.
They're doing it so interesting where we don't need an Iron Man because he's going to be in other movies.
I could go for it one more time if they didn't end Iron Man 3 like they did.
Yeah, that ended in a nice way
was
for
like
that
a full
little
arc.
That's like
ending,
they tied the bow and okay.
And it's great because it's not going to end that way, but that sort of arc ends that way. It's like comics. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But
so basically, that ends the Iron Man.
not only
movies.
does that end with Avengers, well, that ended with Iron Man 3, but with Avengers 3, we might not see Cap, Hulk, Black Widow, etc. We might see like Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
We might see Iron Man.
We go to see Avengers and
the
we get
Guardians of the
Iron Man.
Galaxy, Ant-Man,
A
and
new
Doctor
Captain
Strange.
America, maybe.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for that
Yeah.
too. Because it was getting to the point where I'm like, okay, Avengers 3, Thanos is going to show up, there's going to be space battles. It's
But
like,
at the core of it, it's the same characters again. So
yeah,
it's
again,
like,
it's
okay.
like, what's going to, they're not going to do a movie where everyone is there. I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't think they can
if they do like a
actually do it.
2-part Civil War movie at some point or some crap or Secret War or something.
I don't
like that.
think-
Civil War's not crap.
Okay.
I don't think there's ever going to be an Avengers
comic.
movie where the Guardians, the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man...
Maybe in one scene.
Maybe in one
like as
scene.
a gag.
Maybe. But
They're all at like a party for Kevin Feige at the end of
They're
the
all
movie. I would be so down for
screened
that.
into the same
They
room.
would be. It would be like
Green
Arrested
screen
Development
into the
season
room.
4. But yeah, I'm all for that. So
I will say that I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like
You're all right.
It's like
Speechless, yeah.
Avengers with like third-rate characters. Now, then again, we said
we,
that
well,
about.
Guardians was here.
I know.
All right,
said
so
that about
let's
Guardians,
imagine, like,
No, we didn't, did we?
who would be...
Well, people said.
Oh,
Like,
no,
it's
but
just
not
some-
in a negative way. Just
No,
in, like
people
they
are just
are
like, oh,
side
yeah,
characters.
it's like a
right,
side
right,
character.
okay.
All right, so if this was going to be a new team, I mean, like, there's a lot of big characters on it. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, the Guardians.
That's their next
I
group.
tell you what,
Yeah.
though, what if with all the rumors we've been getting?
Well,
What
that's
if
coming up. Wait, we're not
They
getting to that.
bring
Wait,
so-and-so
don't.
in,
Yeah, we don't have to say
and
it
he's
yet.
the leader
You just wait.
of the new
You just
lame
wait.
Avengers,
The
which
leader.
is
Just wait.
Captain America.
We'll get to that. But before we get to that, let's talk about
Okay.
X-Men.
Oh.
So, real quick to just get this out of the way, apparently there's a TV show in development. I know it's not TV news, but it's not enough to talk about at the TV segment. X-Men is like the first thing that should have a TV show, much sooner than
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
I think it's
Gotham,
suited for-
Arrow,
yeah,
Flash.
definitely.
X-Men it's already been perfect as a
Perfect
TV
TV
show because
show.
there's so
Multiple
many
times.
X-Men
A
characters.
live-action TV show?
Yes. That's the perfect thing to be a TV show. Whether or not it'll be good is a different story, but
It
it's
would
the
need a-
perfect thing to become a TV show.
It would
There's
need
so
a big,
many.
You need a big budget.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because everyone's got to have powers. If it's just like...
I mean,
if it's
Wolverine's easy
X-Men...
'cause it's just like,
Well, he wouldn't be in it. It
I mean,
wouldn't
like,
be
No, I know.
if it's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's like, here's everybody who doesn't have powers.
Can I just say, I would be down for it to be like, imagine this, a college, not college
like
so
X-Men
much as
Evolution.
I don't remember
High
X-Men
school.
Evolution,
Yeah.
but not high school,
Awesome.
but yeah, imagine if it was like, you know, like these
Code
superhero shows that they're
skateboarding
doing,
and
the
stuff.
superhero shows they're doing now are all very sort of serious.
Mhm.
That's like, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't serious, but
But
they're
it's
serious, like
serious.
they're not on, like, they're not like a goofy show. If they made like a comedy, they're not comedies, I'll say that. They're not specifically comedies. If they made a comedy X-Men thing where it's like Xavier's School for the Gifted, whatever the hell it's called, and it was
Xavier's
bunch
School for
of-
the Goofballs.
more of a fun show, more of a
Yeah.
comedy show.
Welcome
How
to
Goofball
cool would that
Academy.
be? How
Yeah.
I think that would be super cool.
Yeah.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Like a... Kind
It's
of
just
like
a super powered, Animal House
Yeah.
sort of thing, or Greek, the show Greek I like, where it's like relationships and stuff, but it's very lighthearted, but they have
That'd be
superpowers.
interesting. Yeah.
Why not? Nobody else is doing that. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
that could work.
Okay, yeah. I
And
just really
let's
hope-
get whatchamacallit, Chris Miller and I can't think what the hell's his name.
Phil Lord and Chris.
Thank you, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Let's get that.
It would be,
Really?
you know, I
Clone
just-
Clone High, that vibe.
Oh
Like
my
this.
god.
That
Clone
vibe,
High.
but with X-Men. Come on.
Oh,
I just-
that- you
I-
just broke it. You just did
Perfect.
it.
Perfect show.
Clone High was amazing.
Yeah.
Holy
I just hope, dear
fuck.
God, that they don't just like make it X-Men that have lame powers, the easiest
I mean-
powers to show on screen.
Well, what would that be?
A lot of the powers are pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. it's
seeing
like-
any power I think is cool.
Well, like,
but like, you know who would be
it-
perfect in it? Pyro would be a perfect character in it.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
fire
even
effects.
Iceman. It would be probably not Bobby, the guy that we know.
You wouldn't
but
even. It's like, you know, there could be just imagine anything, and there's just probably.
I wouldn't be
with
fine
that
with them
power.
making them up too.
Yeah,
Make them
yeah,
be
no,
X-Men. I think it's got potential. I love how I, said we didn't have much to
wait a
say about
minute.
this, but we talked about it way more than I expected.
Well, I don't want to make this further, but I actually heard something with comic book news, X-Men, that the X-Men can't make new characters right now. They can't. They can make
Legally?
new characters, but they can't make X-Men because those characters would go right to belonging to Fox.
Oh, that's so
The
scary.
contractual deal right
You're
now.
talking about in Marvel, like in the comics.
In the comics, and like every right of that character will go right to Fox.
That's
Very
incredible.
interesting.
If they make them on the X-Men team,
Yeah.
not if they're in the Xavier
That
School
is
of the
really,
Gifted.
really cool. Like in a shitty way,
In a
but
shitty way, though.
Yeah, wow. Holy
well,
crap.
how about this? In the X-Men universe, this is the movie news. I guess I could have waited for that later, but it doesn't matter. Deadpool is apparently, it's not like they're shoehorning him in, but they're, whoever, I think, is it Kinberg? I don't even know who's doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody
Kinberg,
said,
I think.
whoever the hell said that Deadpool will exist, he exists in that
There's
X-Men
continuity
universe,
of
and it makes
movies,
sense
yeah.
because in that script they reference it.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go. That's the movie news.
That's
There's no movie news. There's a lot of TV news. I don't know why I mixed this up, but that's it.
cool.
Anyway,
Whee!
let's move on from X-Men to Fantastic Four.
Oh no.
Holy
This
shit.
is probably bad news.
It's unbelievable, really.
Oh, I
all of
can't
this.
wait.
I have it out of order here in the notes, but I'm going to start it with Michael B. Jordan. This guy is really, what?
What did he do?
Wait,
What did he
shut
do?
his fucking mouth.
What did he do?
Has he never? It's like he's. I'm
This
starting
is
to
first
think
movie?
it's a prank. I'm starting to
Yeah.
think it's a prank.
What's happening?
He said he was like, "This is going to be a gritty movie." It's a prank. It's got to be a joke, right? I think they're fucking with us. I think it's going to be a cartoony movie. I think they're fucking with us. You know?
No.
Because
no.
he also
Yeah, we
said
haven't seen
they're
it
going to be
all.
wearing containment suits. He said it's not going to be like the cheesy old
Yeah,
costumes,
it's
but
gonna
it's like,
have,
why
like-
not?
Yeah.
I want that.
They're like diamonds. Like,
But he said it's the containment suits where it's like, he said it's very gritty because they're just sort of like trying to keep their powers at bay, and it's
It's
like,
gonna be like Electro's suit from
Basically,
Amazing
yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
yeah.
I'm putting my
This was doomed-
money down that it's a joke. I think they're joking with us. I think it's a prank.
I don't think they're smart enough to do that. I don't
I
think.
feel like Josh Trank is tongue-in-cheek enough to do it. The way he made Chronicle.
I don't think any big studio making a superhero movie would be that open to joke like that. I think this sounds like exactly what we all thought it was going to be when they
It
announced.
can't be that bad.
I
Can it?
Can
I
it
don't know.
though? Can
Well,
it?
here's the deal. This is really interesting. You know what? There was rumors. Remember, there were rumors that Marvel was going to try. Like, I forget what it was exactly. There was something where like Marvel wanted this movie to fail so they could get the rights back.
Yeah.
I guess basically, right? Which is genius. I love that.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. We're playing with like millions upon millions of dollars.
Mhm.
Let it fail, and then there's like a guy outside that can't even get a hot dog for lunch. It's like something's wrong there. But that's a
Yeah.
different story for a different day. But anyway, I'm certainly not part
Right,
of the
all
Occupy
people
movement
should
at
die.
all. But right, they should be
Wait,
dead.
no,
is the problem.
I didn't mean that.
No, they should be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Marvel is ending the Fantastic Four comic right before this movie's coming out.
Yep.
Normally, you use the comics to launch the
Yeah.
movie advertising. They're ending it.
Oh, because they still have the power to do that.
They're
these
ending
sneaky
the
bastards.
movie. I mean, I'm sorry, the comic of Fantastic Four, and it's literally gonna be like Fantastic Four is not existing in the comic world when the movie comes out.
Wow.
So it's like
that's like they're setting them up to fail.
it's like a sabotage.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's good sabotage. Like it sounds,
Sounds like it's
happened.
good sabotage. I think.
weird.
If that's all real,
It's weird.
because it's
I don't like to talk about movies as much. I don't want to know about movies like what's the plot and stuff, but this stuff is so cool. all the behind the scenes stuff is
I know
awesome.
it's all. They should make a movie about this.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that would be a great movie.
But I was
Or a
gonna,
really long book. I would read it.
say I've changed my mind about the Fantastic Four recently. Because I've always said like this was doomed from the start because it's like I don't think they have anything to make a movie with because they're it's too comic
it's the
booky.
ultimate should be cartoony movie though.
Yeah,
it's so
but-
ridiculous. That
But
they're
now I
doing
mean like this is kind of going against what you just said. But like the newest of Fantastic Four, it's kind of like it's pretty messed up.
Really?
Like Mr. Fantastic is like a genocidal evil.
Oh, I
man,
think you mentioned
and-
this. See, I don't know. They
Yeah.
just strike me as a cartoony group. I don't know, like because I think of the Incredibles.
What
that's
I always
why.
think with Fantastic Four
The
is
Incredibles was the best Fantastic Four movie yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cartoony and lighthearted, but also like an emphasis on science, just like science.
That's true. That was the thing that you were looking
Mr.
forward to.
Fantastic. I mean, he's all about science.
I think they might they might be doing that, but too much. It
Too
might be
much
just like
science.
we're in containment suits. It's like
Well, no, their science is more about like hop in this pod and let's go to at the ninth
So it's
dimension.
fantasy.
molecular
Yeah.
lasers.
Yeah.
well, I don't know, but that's where we're at with Fantastic Four. You know who's one of Fantastic Four's good buddies?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Ah.
Spider-Man.
Does whatever.
Does the Fantastic
I
Four?
can.
Okay, and much more.
And much
And
more.
many
Like, you know, he can drive a
more.
car.
But can
Yeah.
Spider-Man play video
Have you ever
games?
seen Spider-Man drive a car? Can
Yeah,
you drive a car?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's a spider
Good for
mobile.
him. You never forget.
There's a spider
Oh, that's a
cycle
bike.
too.
Mm.
Shit. Spider cycle.
Spider bike.
Is that-
spider cycle?
I was gonna say, is that like when he lays his eggs?
Where the
Ew.
fuck? That's just a toy, I guess.
So Spider-Man, big deal in the news this week. But it's all unconfirmed.
No, it's-
Yeah,
So
but it's like it's another story
But I
about.
believe it.
It's another story about contracts and all this stuff.
But this is the first time it's ever, to me, that it's ever truly sounded legitimate. And there's
But
actually
there's still
much
no,
more than
like-
that. Yeah, so let's get this out of the way. The part that is maybe this, maybe that. I think the other part of the Spider-Man news is a lot more plausible. But the first part of it is that apparently and this makes sense to me, Spider-Man, the new series is not doing anywhere near as well as they need it to.
Oh, no, yeah.
For it to be worth it.
Mhm.
That's the golden ticket right there. Because we need it to not be doing well for them, so they're like, let's bail, give us $1 billion and we'll bail.
Uh-huh.
Will Christian bail?
Ooh.
And so this movie did not do that well, the last movie, and rightly so. You know what I mean? Like some of it, but it wasn't worth doing well.
Oh.
So we as an audience are basically sending a message, which is great. Sometimes it works out.
If this is all true, if like the system really worked like that,
It doesn't always, because
but if that
some
happens,
movies do really well.
like that's
that we
great.
don't want it to.
That's great. That like
So in this case, justice might be served.
justice.
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 Juftish. It's I feel a little juftish today.
We'll send them a message, all right? We'll send them a Sicilian message if they're sleeping with
Oh shit! We'll
All right,
send them a
we'll get
cease and desist.
Yeah, we'll
Sicilian
get like a
message.
bunch
Here's a
of-
pizza pie, but it's not like a normal pizza.
Yeah, no, like
it's
we get like a
square.
bunch
This
of
is my
newspapers. Newspapers throw a bunch of spiders in and wrap it up, send it to them in the mail.
Oh, that's
See
scary.
what they think.
That's ironic.
Well, I would never eat
Garfield
like-
would love
It's
that.
just like The Godfather.
But
Just
basically, they're apparently in talks with Marvel to figure out what they can do. They're like, all right, fine,
I hear
Marvel,
like there's
you
three
guys can
options,
use it
right?
because if you use it, then we will benefit because then we will have a better movie because he will be in your movie. That makes complete sense to me.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, I can imagine Marvel being like, no, you want him, you got him. You know? Have fun, assholes. And so I could see them doing that too. But you know they want it, so like they're bluffing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but I believe that they are in talks. I do believe that.
Can I say something?
In my bones.
If these talks are happening, and
Because now it's a business thing.
there are people actually in the world talking about this, they are having more important conversations than the president of the fucking world.
Yeah, the world.
This is like
Let's be real, he is.
These men move
Ebola,
mountains.
President
all
Barack
that
Hussein
stuff.
Obama is. You don't think that he controls Ebola?
Ebola.
These people are.
You know, if you switch around the words in 9/11, you get Obama Ebola.
Oh my god.
These people are moving mountains. I swear, like with these like deals and like
Yeah.
let's put Spider-Man.
They really are. They
They're
decide
crazy.
the world. Hollywood owns it. Those
Yeah,
Jews. They choose the
I want
Jews.
Spielberg here that.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll never work in this town again.
Choose Jews.
Unless it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. But yeah, so that's something that's might be happening. Let's move on to the stuff that I think like is a lot more plausible and probably is happening. Now, if you recall, Amazing Spider-Man 3 was pushed off for Sinister Six to come out first.
Yeah.
And Amazing Spider-Man 3 was pushed off like years.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, this
Not
was
gonna
like
happen.
as soon as this happened, we were like, "What?"
But it seemed like okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I
And
think
that's made even more obvious based on what we're talking about now,
Yeah.
which is that apparently they're looking to have, and there's really interesting stuff about Sinister Six. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Sinister Six is apparently, from insiders, we don't know any, this is not confirmed, is going to be a soft reboot of the franchise, recasting Spider-Man. Like, it's a soft reboot.
Well, I heard that they had like 3 options, or a number of options. One of them is we were talking about give Spider-Man back to Marvel,
Right.
bail out.
That's like the last option for them.
The other option is soft reboot with Sinister Six. Then the last option would be just completely bail everything, but hold on to Spider-Man, and then completely reboot it.
Right.
At like 20.
Like they did
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
So, but the interesting thing about Sinister Six, so that's all, this is kind of a next topic about Sinister Six, but that's all very interesting, and I believe that, too. I easily believe that they might be thinking of doing that, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of for it, especially if they link up with Marvel.
I'm so much
because
more
then he'll
excited.
be in that world.
Yeah, even though this is all just talk like BS right
very
now,
much just talking.
I am so much more excited than what we were going to get.
Right, and I
like-
love Andrew Garfield, but just this series ain't doing it.
No,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
I think
It's not doing it.
Oh, but I like him.
Me too, but they could find someone else. Oh, and by the way, of course, I'd be on the next flight to Hollywood.
No, because you're too much like him.
Too much like
so I
Garf.
want
Too
another.
much like
Don't you
Garf.
tell me that that's ruined my chance. I'll shave my head
Yeah.
bald to be like Peter.
Because we all.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt it. I would be there on a heartbeat.
Me
On a
too.
heartbeat. I'd ride a heartbeat
Me
straight
too.
across the world. But you two, what? For support for me?
No, for also trying to be Spider-Man. I could be an okay Spider-Man. Definitely.
You'd be one of my stunt doubles. Thanks, pal.
No.
But
No.
basically, the interesting thing about Sinister Six that I thought was worth mentioning here is that story-wise, I never... Remember I told you I was interested just because it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
considered this. Apparently the story would be Spider-Man teaming up with the Sinister Six to take down an even worse threat, which they've done. Think of this, ready? Just think of this dynamic. 6 villains getting together, butting heads right off the bat. That's
Right.
interesting. Now you add Spider-Man in,
And then aliens
they have
come.
to work together. Talk about the most interesting
That
dynamic
would
in
be-
any superhero movie ever.
That would be quite ambitious.
With Sony,
no,
they're gonna screw the
Oh
pooch.
no, there's no way Sony.
Apparently Venom is dead too.
Oh yeah,
They're cutting it.
I think Venom is.
I mean, they have to. And that female one, they're cutting that apparently too. It's just
what were
like
they doing?
They were gonna do a Black Cat movie, I think,
Oh, Christ.
which I would have rather seen than Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's all focused on Sinister Six, and I gotta say, this is the smartest move they could possibly make. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it attaches to Marvel or not, the Sinister Six soft reboot thing sounds like a plan to me.
Considering they're between a rock and a hard place, though.
They really are. It's really interesting.
People are going to be so confused though, like the general
we
audience.
will understand.
We will
the general
understand
audience will be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I mean, like even we are a little like.
Even we are like, well, we're just like kind of speculating. Again, none of this confirmed, but I'll tell you what, I would be so disappointed if someone from Sony stepped up and said, "It's all just rumors. Andrew Garfield is still Spider," and they just said, "We're still going forward with the plan." I'd be so disappointed.
Yeah.
Because there's potential here now that wasn't there before. It's like there's potential that wasn't there before.
I don't know that song, but
you know.
I have no idea. No, but I just wanted to say that. No, never mind.
Keep doing it again! I just wanted to say, he has nothing to
Is
say.
something getting you down today,
No,
Jake?
nothing's getting me down.
Well, let me get you up.
Okay.
Who are you gonna call? When you're down.
When you want to get up.
When you want to get up.
Up Busters.
A girl.
Girl Busters.
Oh,
Busters.
shit.
Bum, bum, ba, da, da,
Dun, 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 dun,
There's gotta be
something
different.
strange.
Girl.
No, the words are exactly the same. You just change Girl Busters.
It's gotta be different.
Who are you gonna call? Girl Busters.
Imagine the words are all the same except for Girl Busters.
When there's
Girl
something
Busters.
strange in the girl's
Panty drawer.
In the girl's
Alright,
bathroom.
we're already
Okay.
starting with
Who are you gonna
the
call?
terrible jokes.
Yes.
Let's just get this out of the way.
I ain't afraid of no cooties, because girls have cooties. Because girls
Let's just
have
get this out of the way. We're gonna probably make a lot of jokes like that. And you've probably, if the thumbnail is what we intended it to be,
Oh, no, I hope
then
not.
you are already offended.
Yes.
But there's a reason for it. The reason is we don't care. Basically, for real, Ghostbusters 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's officially happening as of this week. Like, it's real.
Uh-huh.
You know what else was officially happening? Half-Life 3. You know what else was officially happening? What other movie came out that we never saw? Or one movie?
Half-Life 3 was never officially
You know what
happening.
else is officially happening? The Last Guardian. You know what else was never officially happening? Are there any movies that happen like this, or is this just video
Alright, so
games?
anyway.
Paul Feig is directing.
Okay, he's a person.
Who?
He's good.
He's a
I
director.
guess,
Did he do
right?
Bridesmaids?
I believe so.
Just the look
Why'd
on
you
his
smile?
face. I looked at him. Katie Dippold is writing.
Yeah, she's a
Who's
lady.
that?
She just recently wrote The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh.
Which wasn't as bad as Tammy.
No.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's arguing that.
No, the Heat was okay, at least, you know.
Oh, good. Oh, great. Okay, excellent. So, we have to expect...
Looking on the bright
So-
side, okay?
so-
I'm not just being
alright,
a cynical
so-
asshole.
I'm not being... I didn't say a word.
Alright, so here's the
I said a
trailer.
bunch of words.
Here's the trailer. Melissa McCarthy.
You know she's
trying,
gonna be in it.
Trying to jump over.
No, trying to get into the suit,
Yeah.
but she's too fat, and
she's-
she's like trying to zip it up and go,
That's
I
funny.
can't do
And it's
it.
just, and it's at the end. It's after it says Ghostbusters 3, and it cuts back to her, and she's like, "Little help here," and then it's
Damn it.
December 2018.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. Anyway, so there's more actually, and it's official that it's going to be an all-women.
Yeah, and like
cast.
we already discussed this. It's like it doesn't matter if it was like different boys or different girls. It's like the Ghostbusters were Bill Murray.
Specifically them.
Yeah. Suspiciously them.
Yeah,
And
it
some
doesn't
people
matter
say
if it's-
suspiciously men.
It doesn't matter if it's new boys or new girls.
It really
That
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
They're
actually
not the Ghostbusters.
Actually, there is something about that matters, and I'll get to in a moment. But to me, it's like, yeah, it's just the Ghostbusters are this. Ghostbusters doesn't exist as like a thing. They were the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
Uh-huh.
like they fell into the shoes of something that already existed. It didn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Now,
Like the Jedi
I want to say,
Council.
Paul Feig said he's like, I don't understand the controversy. It made up the controversy
understand the
about the
controversy.
women. I don't care about that. It's women. I couldn't care less.
Oh, people
That's
are
fine.
pissed.
But
It's weird.
do you guys care? I don't care.
Well,
That
I-
doesn't-
tell you what,
whether it's women or men doesn't affect
No,
it for me.
Well, the thing I care
Minus
about,
what we just said.
What I just said, yeah.
But
No,
here's
I-
the thing.
but-
He said, he was like, why is a movie starring women a gimmick and men normal? Here's where it's a gimmick.
They made it.
It was men. This is not a new franchise that features women.
Uh-huh.
They're stepping into the shoes of men that played the roles previously. This should be offensive to women
And they
because
can-
they're just
I would go
throwing
that far.
women into something that isn't there cares? Like, is it original?
We need to ask a woman.
And the gimmick.
Why would
no?
Why wouldn't a woman be offended?
The gimmick.
It's like we're not giving you your own thing.
Because
you can just go into this thing that already exists because it'll do well enough on its
some
own.
people just don't
We
get
don't
offended
trust
by
you with
things.
an original
Would you get
property.
offended about a movie?
No, I don't get offended by anything.
The gimmick is the controversy. They want a controversy.
Right.
I mean, it's like no old girl Ghostbusters.
But you see what I'm saying?
Well,
It's like they wouldn't. It's like why don't you make a movie with an all-female cast that's original,
That's
and then
not
bust
called
rather
tigers.
than
They're the tiger
put
busters.
them
Make
into
something
something
different.
that already
they could
exists.
bust ghosts. You don't have to be the Ghostbusters to bust
Well,
ghosts.
say be a
Here's my
paranormal women movie. I don't understand.
If it was just like Melissa McCarthy and everybody else we expect to be in this fighting ghosts, it doesn't have to be called Ghostbusters.
Sure, exactly.
Here's my sexist thought of the day. I never really thought girls why do girls need to bust ghosts?
You already said this.
No,
you said
but,
what business do they have with
Yeah,
ghosts?
I mean that. When did I say that?
A long time
I don't-
ago.
wait,
in a
so
I'm
galaxy
just kidding.
far,
I'm
far
just
away.
kidding. I don't care. Whatever.
But anyway, that's
Well,
what I
when I
think of
think
the
of-
controversy.
and
Like,
Buster's
'cause whenever I see
Buster is connotative of a boy. Like
okay,
Buster.
you Buster Baxter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Buster
The
Brown.
the quote unquote controversy is that people are saying why are we making it women, whatever, blah blah. Apparently people are saying that. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not really something to argue to me. But and then women.
Why are we making this at
but
all?
then women are apparently saying, "Awesome, this is great. Now women get to be the Ghostbusters." But it's like. Women get to do something that men did first. It's like, why don't you do something new?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you feel better with a new franchise that stars women that does well on its own?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
Is it weird that I don't put any thought into that?
Oh,
I
but
don't
listen,
think like that at all.
I don't give a shit. I'm a fan of taking apart logic. This is just a logic situation to me,
Right.
not the specifics of the controversy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a logical. This is what it is.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
We're
to
having
me.
this conversation, but for example, if just for
It's not about men and women to me. It's just about logic.
Just for hypothetically, if pretty much it was just me sitting here, I'd be like, okay, Ghostbusters 3 is gonna be with girls.
Right.
Okay, I guess cool. Let's see it.
Right. Yes, I agree. You're right. We'll never talk about this again because this is the only time we're gonna ever want to go into it this way.
Well, no, I mean, we already said it. Doesn't matter if it was girls. Doesn't matter if it was boys. The Ghostbusters were the Ghostbusters.
The people.
Right. It's
Doesn't
at the
matter.
end of the day,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't make
I agree
any
with that.
sense.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
make
agree
any
with
sense if it was all boy. If it was mixed, it doesn't fucking matter.
And it makes even less sense when you realize that they're actually rebooting it. It's not a continuation of the franchise. It's no original cast in the same roles.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to be in the movie, it's a cameo. It's a goofy cameo, whatever. And apparently, it's gonna be scary. So it's like just.
What is this?
It's not like the franchise of the Ghostbusters continued in fictional world.
But-
they continued and other people joined in, and these are people that joined in along the way. It's completely new. It's so weird.
I am interested to see if the marketing campaign is going to take advantage of it's an all-lady cast.
I mean, they're really doing that already.
I
But
know,
that's kind of
but that is-
offhandedly
that's-
offensive.
that is, it
Because
is.
it's like
Because it's
You're throwing that around.
Like
well,
you
no,
just said.
but he's right. 'Cause it's
Like he said,
that's the
with
gimmick.
women it's a gimmick, with men it's normal. Then stop talking about it.
I don't have these complex opinions, guys. I can't do this
But
conversation.
it sounds like a gimmick the way Paul Feig is talking about it.
Yeah, he's doing it right.
I don't understand.
He's literally saying it's not
All
a gimmick.
women sounds like a gimmick.
Yeah.
By saying that, if they just made a movie and put all women in the cast and never once said it's an all-female cast, they don't make a movie with men and say it's an all-men cast.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You think the proton packs are gonna be pink?
See.
Because that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. It'd be kind of funny.
Hashtag yes all women. Let's talk about Tomorrowland. Speaking of Tomorrowland, women, you'll have it better in Tomorrowland, I promise. In the yesteryear, future year, I don't whatever.
The
Yester
year.
is back. In the future.
If you go far enough in the future, you end up in the past.
Tomorrowland, is this an all-female cast?
It involves rocket ships.
Okay.
It involves a little girl and George Clooney.
Oof. That sounds like
Oh.
the Steven
He did just
Collins
get married.
biopic.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about this. We got a teaser trailer.
Oh wow!
2.5 minute teaser trailer. Which it actually was a great teaser though.
Yeah, right off the bat.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sold.
I'm
I know that's my stereotypical thing now, but I'm sold. I'm done.
Just like from the look of like the kind of feel they're going for with like the effects and like just kind of like the direction they're going artistically wise, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
The whole the one when she touches the pin, like that was brilliant.
They didn't go.
Whoom.
It was
Yeah.
like stylistically, it was just so clean and simple and elegant. That's a perfect word. It was so
Yeah,
great.
cool.
I loved it. As soon as it first happened, I looked at you like,
That was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
George Clooney's in it.
And now I could do without that little space pack guy at the end because that looks very standard. But but you know what? It looks like it's Brad Bird. It looks like he's got a head on his shoulders. Obviously, it looks like he is giving it something.
Did he direct Iron Giant? Was that Brad Bird?
Yes, I believe. Well, he said yes. I'm going with him, and he never knows. So
No, I really like the Iron
okay,
Giant.
there
I
you go.
fucking love the Iron
I feel like sometimes I jump on your bandwagon, and then you're wrong. Oh, sorry.
He also did Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which was, I think, the best Mission
And
Impossible.
he did Incredibles.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow. Yeah, I'm excited.
There you go.
He's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, I was a little more turned off by the little quick scene that was like they were in concept art world.
Yeah,
But-
it looked like, oh great, a CG world. It's like Alice in Wonderland. or
But,
some
I don't know, it
shit,
still
but-
seems cool. I'll
The
give
beginning
a shot.
of it was great. I love it.
Well, yeah, even if it's just like crazy computer land, it looks like they got enough style to work with. Like just
in
by
the editing room, like
the
in
editing
the
room.
filmmaking process.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because that little, I guess it was kind of like a scene. That was really impressive.
I like that scene. That was a cool little short
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
I liked
It
it.
could have been a short film.
I want one of those pins. I think the
Magic
design is
pin.
gorgeous of that
Uh-huh.
little pin. So simple. The colors work.
If we
well
were at
together.
New York Comic Con right now, I'd probably score one.
I'll have to tell somebody to score me a couple of them, and we'll have them next week along with
Definitely.
our Rocktober awareness ribbons. Thank you. Let's move on to another movie that we've talked about in the past. Steve Jobs biopic. Now, if you
wow.
recall, now is this an all-female cast?
Oh yes,
no.
they're changing up Steve.
Okay.
Changing Steve up.
Changing
Leonardo
up
DiCaprio is out. He's taking a break from acting.
I didn't
To
even
which
know
I
he was
would
in.
love. I would absolutely.
Yeah, but
We know this.
Yeah,
well, no,
talked about
we didn't know
this,
he was
yeah.
out officially. It was just that went away.
I didn't know he was in.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was in with what's his face who did. Oh shit, help me. What the hell's his name?
No,
Oh
I don't know. I don't
no.
know, Eric. I don't
He
know.
directed. Talking about stuck in a rock and a hard place.
What?
Social Network?
He directed. James Franco got a rock on him.
Oh.
127?
Danny Boyle. Got it.
Danny
Boyle.
Danny Boyle. Jeepers creepers. Danny Boyle directing, Leonardo DiCaprio acting. That was like the thing.
Right.
It wasn't like official, but it was like they're in talks.
Being written by
Danny
Aaron
Boyle.
Sorkin.
Right, it's already been
Right,
written.
yeah.
Danny Boyle is still in there somewhere, but
Still
Leonardo
boiling
DiCaprio is
around.
officially out. He's going to take a break.
Still
And what I was going to say
boiling.
is, to which I would love to see him go up to Martin Scorsese and say, "I'm just too tired to keep acting." Martin Scorsese is like 75 years old and making the best movies of his life. But anyway,
I know, right? Yeah, that's great.
That's
I-
happening.
He
Yeah.
put that rumor to bed.
that's not happening. I should say.
He's hanging out with too many supermodels and
I
stuff.
guess.
Well, yeah, good for
No, you know
him.
what?
Like-
He's too busy flying around the world on his. Boy, I'm like getting political this episode for
Yeah,
some
you're
reason,
right.
but he's too busy flying around the world on his jets and flying his boats around to
Scorsese?
to
Flying
sort of
his
to
boats.
save climate change.
No, it's like,
Oh,
you're
DiCaprio.
anti everything, huh?
That is like
It's like
yeah,
one day he's like on a yacht with a bunch of supermodels, and then the next day he's like, I'm at this march, and then the next day he's flying a Timbuktu.
Has Leonardo DiCaprio ever done that thing that actors do when they go and like save an African village? Has he ever?
Yo,
done that?
I'm sure he's that type
Definitely,
for
Hope
sure.
so.
Yeah.
But he also bangs supermodels on a daily basis.
On the reg.
Yeah,
on
on
the
the
reg.
And probably on the rag.
Yeah, probably.
But
The more he
his
like,
thing.
he kind of seems more and more like Jordan Belfort. Like,
Yeah, he is kind of becoming
oh,
it, yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's talk. Last movie thing here is Interstellar. Now this, I believe, is an all-female cast.
Interstellar.
Yeah, they're changing up space now.
Right?
Space.
Or
Well, I mean,
Space is
what's-
takes off her helmet in space.
What's his name is really, he's a really good actor.
McConaughey?
So, yeah.
I thought you were gonna say he was
could
really
be-
a girl.
I'm sorry, I'm like,
yeah, you really are.
yeah, well.
But Interstellar. All I want to say about this is that there was an Oculus Rift
I hate you.
experience.
And I hate you.
That ended
both
yesterday,
of you,
of course.
Both of you as you've.
I have
not
used
getting
it. Yeah, the Oculus Rift. Yes, I will
Yeah.
talk about that in just a
I
moment.
want to use.
But I just want to let everyone know, New York, you're two late losers. Sorry about that. In Houston, it's going to be at the AMC Gulf Point 30 from October 17th to 19th. In Los Angeles, it's going to be at the AMC Universal City Walk 19 on October 25th to 27th. And then it's going to be for a while in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian, November 5th through December 6th. So maybe we'll take a road trip. Maybe not.
No.
But here's the deal. I was on the news actually about this.
Yeah, I
it's
saw ya.
linked in the info on
God
YouTube,
damn it.
and maybe
You
I
got
tweeted
the
it and stuff.
cameras like flies.
You know what? I walked off the thing. I walked out of the seat, and a girl goes, hold on, and I was like, I already bought tickets, because someone else had asked if I wanted to buy tickets afterward, and I was like, I already got my IMAX tickets for that early thing. And I was like, I already bought them, and she was like, huh? And I was like, weren't you going to ask if I was going to buy tickets? She's like, no, I want to see if you want to be interviewed. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a narcissistic asshole. I love to see myself on camera, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So, of course, yeah, I went over and talked to them for a few minutes. It's cool. It was like a little soundbite, but I stand by what I said. I will say this about the Oculus Rift. Now, as far as it being interstellar, it was cool. It just looked like it could have been any spaceship. I don't
Yeah.
really know. But it was cool. No spoilers either. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about spoilers. That was the first thing I asked Alex at first showing, because he posted about it and that's how I knew about it. He said, no spoilers, yeah, so you can go and see it. But Oculus Rift. Let's just talk about this for a second because you've done it as well.
Not the Interstellar thing.
Right. So I might have had a different experience. I think I had like the previous dev kit. That's the thing.
Oh.
So I can't say for sure
Prototype for
what it's
maintenance.
up to. I will say that whatever PlayStation comes up with will certainly feel a lot better. I think.
Yeah.
And whatever they come up with eventually too, because Facebook bought them, right? Will probably be better than this as well. This was a dev kit. I was very surprised by the lack of vision because I could see it was kind of like two holes. It wasn't like it was my entire vision. Like I was looking forward the whole time. I couldn't like look around quite as much as I expected with my eyes, like without moving my head.
Your head.
Right, of course I moved my head around and that worked correctly. I was looking everywhere. I looked down, no body, weird. I looked up, you can see everything. And it works exactly like you expect. If you move in a weird way, it's not smooth at all. It's exactly as much as you move your
Well,
head.
it could have also been the program.
True, there's a lot of variables here, so I'm not going to say this is my definite thing. But I will
That's what I
say
said.
the quality was kind of poo-poo, actually. I don't know what the deal was with that, if that was them, if that was the thing. I have no idea. But it was enough, I'll say this, it was enough that you're going through to do like a zero gravity trick at one point. And actually the chair moved, so the chair moved up and down a little bit. And yeah, it was not fair technically because it's like that added more to it. But I did feel like as it was going through, there was a part where like you kind of go over a ledge, and I felt like I had to lift my legs up.
That's
I really
great.
did. And then there was like things you could reach out and grab that were kind of coming at you. It's 3D because it's two eyes. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool, and so the effect was there. It wasn't quite as immersive as I was expecting for many reasons that I won't give my final judgment on it, but it was pretty cool. I recommend if you're going to be if you're in Houston, Los Angeles, or DC, definitely check it out. I would say it's worth the trip. It's free, so absolutely, if you're nearby enough, go for it.
I desperately, like, I want to use an Oculus Rift 1 so bad that I feel like, like when your favorite show is ending, let's say, and you feel like, I just kind of need this show, and then I can die.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Please don't get into a car accident before I see the finale
You
of the
need
show.
to play with the I agree. I was so curious.
Even not just like die.
You're hyping it up too much. My first experience, again, there's a lot of variables I don't know about, but the hype was a little bigger than I was expecting.
If you use it,
said the same
are you
thing.
going to kill yourself?
I think you said the same thing about it, right?
Only because like what I'm hoping about it is that like video games are kind of like slowing down for me. I'm like,
you need the next thing.
I need the next thing. Yeah.
When you experienced it, didn't you say the same thing as I just did? That it wasn't as mind-blowing as
You
you
also
expected?
use an old dev kit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very cool.
Very cool, but it was
like,
definitely not...
No.
I didn't think I was in another world.
No.
I knew I was, I was never transported to
I
another
will
world.
definitely get
Does it have the
fun
potential
with
to
it.
at some point?
Yeah,
Yes, I think so, but I don't think it's there yet, based on what I tried. But that's it for movie news. Now,
Christmas.
believe it or not, we have a good amount of TV news as well.
Wow.
And we're going to end with the big one.
Oh,
So let's start off with some smaller stuff.
Oh, that thing I don't care about?
With
Shots fired.
I don't know what he's excited
How's that
about.
shots
Oh, okay.
fired? It's like you've never seen it, so you don't care about it.
Oh shit.
It'd be shots fired if you told me.
Remember that
stuff.
game Mist with a Y?
I played that game.
I played the shit out of that
crazy.
game. It was a point and click.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
weird,
they were
very
making
artsy, abstract.
Weren't they making a new game that never came out?
Yes, I believe so.
Probably, yeah.
Well, now apparently there's a TV show in development because it's just there's so much mythology that they're just taking from that, like they would a book or a comic or anything.
But
like
it was
that.
just
so
it was just
weird.
puzzles though.
Well, when did you play it? How old were you?
I was young.
Right, so
I
we
was
missed
young,
a lot,
yeah.
but
There's
looking
a
back,
backstory,
there's
but
so much
it's
story
weird,
to
but
it.
there's
There's a
no-
lot of subtle shit in
There's
there.
not really like
You read all the journal entries and
No,
crap,
no,
whatever,
no.
or whatever it was. the
Isn't that
text.
like somehow connected to Shadow Colossus?
No.
That would be crazy.
I thought it was.
It's connected to. You're thinking of Gorillas in the Mist. It's connected to Gorillas in the Mist.
No, what is that? Wait, what is Mist connected to?
I have no
there's another
idea.
game.
I think we talked about it actually
Riven.
a while ago.
Mist and Riven.
Fuck.
Riven's kind of like the sequel to
Hey,
this.
there's another show in the works
Is there?
based on Uncle Buck,
Mm-hmm.
Uncle
the John Hughes movie.
Well, I love that movie.
There was an
Wait.
Uncle Buck TV show already that was garbage
What?
in the 90s.
Really?
Starring.
You know, I don't know. Well,
Candy?
in the 90s, when did he die?
He died
in the
in the mid-90s, I think.
So-
late 90s.
Maybe he killed himself when they made the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
apparently it was garbage. And now they're maybe working on this. I just mention it because it sets up a segue to the next story,
Well,
really.
it's all
But
about the cast. If they get someone cool to play
that is like a perfect formula, I guess, for your ABC 7 p.m.
sure. And well,
Family
guess what? It's Fox.
Oh.
You know what I'd rather see than that? I'd rather see What About Bob? Something like that.
I'd rather see original stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just
Well,
me.
yeah, of course, but I'm also not a pretentious asshole, and I'm okay with like.
See, that's the
See,
problem.
wanting new
that's
things
the problem.
doesn't make you
Wanting,
pretend- yeah.
original stuff, you're a pretentious asshole. That's the problem.
Yeah, but when you say it, you're like, yeah, that's like some new stuff.
It's almost the same as when I correct spelling or grammar and someone calls me a grammar Nazi.
No, it isn't.
That's the first step toward the de-evolution of our whole society.
Who cares?
This is too much.
That's the problem! problem?
It's too much today.
Yeah, this really is a crazy episode.
Eric, you need to tone down your beliefs.
My beliefs.
My beliefs.
I got Nicto coming up. My brain is heightened right now. I took a lot of drugs. But no, ABC. Speaking of ABC, they're working on a TV series, and now the reason this is a segue, it's the worst segue ever. I always thought that Say Anything was a John Hughes movie. I always forget it's Cameron Crowe. John Hughes had nothing to do with that movie.
Oh,
I always think it's John Hughes, right? I'm not crazy for
No.
thinking that, right? It just has that vibe.
What movie is that?
John Cusack holding up his knife. I love that
John Hughes movie.
It's not, right? It seems like it.
Yeah.
It's Cameron Crowe wrote and directed it. The poor guy. Everyone thinks it's John Hughes. But so they were. This is really interesting. Apparently, ABC is legally allowed to make stuff with Say Anything. I guess they own the rights. I don't know what the hell. But they were going to make a Say Anything TV show. What that would have been, I don't know, because it's just a romance movie, basically. It's like Young Love.
Open and shut,
whatever.
Yeah.
But then Cameron Crowe tweeted, he was like, they're making this, it's bullshit, whatever. I have no involvement, ... except for in trying to stop it.
Oh my god.
And then John Cusack retweeted someone that said, are you involved? And he wrote, hell no!
That's amazing.
By the way, I unfollowed John Cusack on Twitter because he can barely speak.
Yeah, he can barely.
He can barely speak. Yeah, it's crazy.
John Cusack, though, in the past.
I love him though. I love him.
If you look it up, I saw someone say that apparently in the past year and a half, John Cusack has been in 20 straight-to-DVD action movies.
Wow.
Did you see The Bagman?
No.
Oh, we'll have to do a commentary track for that. I
man.
spoiled what was in it though for you. What's in the bag? I spoiled it. If you don't remember, then you probably
I don't really remember.
Is it
Anyway.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
Might be.
Oh,
So, but guess what? Cameron Crowe and John Cusack got it shut down.
Wow.
The guys that were gonna do it were like, oh well, if you guys are so against it, we don't want to do it.
Wow.
And they were like, never mind.
That's cool.
And so within a day, it was announced, and then they were like, okay.
Good.
Show so much they gave a shit.
Who knew?
Yeah.
They didn't
right?
even try to explain
That was
we have
easy.
these great ideas.
That
They were
was
like, oh
easy.
sorry, never mind.
Who knew John Cusack could do anything?
Well, I think it was more Cameron Crowe, but
Get anything done.
anyway. But that's interesting. Open and shut.
Good. Justice works again.
Yep. Speaking of justice,
Leave.
American Crime Story.
Oh Christ.
Now this is interesting.
Yeah.
Does it sound familiar? American Horror Story, American Crime Story. It's Ryan. What is it? Ryan. Can't think of his
Johnson?
name.
No.
Not even
Nope,
close.
whatever.
Can't think of his name. But
Same
you know
guy.
who it is.
Yeah.
Screw it. Apparently, this is a show that he's gonna be doing. It's the same guy that does American Horror Story.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of the title, American Crime Story. It's like, how many times are we gonna do that? I guess, but. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a crime show, whereas American Horror Story is just your excuse to see a horror show on TV, minus Coven. This is your excuse to see a crime show on TV, but done with their style, where they definitely have a cool vibe.
I'll give it a shot, definitely.
Ryan M. something. It's Ryan Murphy. That's it, Ryan Murphy.
But now the weirdest thing is, season of this is about O.J. Simpson.
First season, it's so very much like American Horror Story, which this is what I do like, is that each thing is a different story. And I'm sure they'll do the crossover of actors again. That's kind of interesting.
That's so cool.
I am so down for...
It's so weird.
I'm so down for a 10 episode... What do they do, about 10 episodes in these things? 10 episode O.J. Simpson thing?
Like a dramatization.
From their style... their mindset.
Yeah.
It sounds. I'm all for it.
What could that possibly
OJ's
be
gonna
about?
be
I think
a fucking ghost.
Someone else's mindset might be boring. We've seen it all before. Everyone knows the story. But can you imagine dramatized from their style, where they're coming from passion-wise?
I can imagine
the chase scene.
Their style in a courtroom kind of.
Yeah.
The Bronco chase scene.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah. So I'm actually really curious. At first, I was like, American Crime Story, and rightly so. I'm sure you felt the same way. What? But, I thought about it for a little bit, and I think it sounds like...
You know what? No, I was actually... As soon as I saw that news...
I'm just talking the title, American Crime Story. You must have been like, what are we going to do? This American romance story, American this... how
American Beach Story.
Well, I mean,
That's Baywatch.
Well, I think they...
Exactly.
Well, I think, so far, they've, nailed it with this anthology series. Every season has been, different and great in its own way. I love Freak Show so much already.
But
I love it.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. So I'm definitely. I will look into this and see what they do with this. Who knows?
I will too.
And finally, we got one last TV related story.
Christmas.
Why don't you tell us all
about
about
this?
this?
Hold on. So if you remember when I went on this fangasm gush about Silent Hill coming back, about being a thing
this is your year.
Yeah, this is this is insane
sucks.
for me. I never.
You're not gonna kill yourself.
I know.
Yeah,
I have to wait. I have to wait now.
He's peeling the post-it note off the calendar.
Yeah.
Good reference.
Stop coughing.
He's dying of Ebola.
He's got Ebola.
I got the E.
I call it Ebola. Except for the E. coli.
Anyway,
Welcome back.
Twin Peaks. If you don't know about Twin Peaks, it was a television show that ran in the early '90s, ended on a massive cliffhanger.
You sure? Because it's going to be 25 years in 2016. Does that make sense? Oh my god, I'm going to be 25. Sorry, you're right.
All right,
Shit.
so Twin Peaks.
Oh, it didn't seem long enough ago.
Yeah, let me just say it was one of my favorite shows.
Who is it? What is it?
Twin Peaks was like a show from the 90s. It was kind of like during like this X-Files kind of craze about
Spooky
guy.
weird stuff, which
Spooky
we're coming
weird
back
stuff.
to.
Directed by David Lynch.
Is this
That's important. That's right there.
David
Lynch.
Duchovny?
Yeah.
Is this the one with
No.
David Duchovny
No, that's
cross-dresses?
What?
No?
No.
That's
Wait.
one of your dreams, Jake.
Never mind, I'm thinking of something
Okay,
completely
so-
different.
I didn't watch Twin Peaks. I'm going to watch it.
All right. No,
I'll
here's
step
the
away.
thing. Before I even get into anything.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
you should be what I do during the video game segment.
Yeah. Good.
So pull out your phone, check
Yeah.
Instagram.
I love Twin Peaks, but I don't think I would ever recommend it to anybody.
I think I'd like it though.
Even the biggest Twin Peaks fans will admit
It's
that
slow.
There are some chunks of season 2 that are like these terrible.
But
like,
as a
episodes.
whole, it's cool.
As a whole, it's
Okay.
like one of my favorite things ever.
Seems like it got better with time. Like looking back
yeah.
on it, even the weird stuff seems to like be good for people.
Yeah.
now. Right.
So like around like 25 years ago, the last episode of season 2, huge cliffhanger. Then boom, series gets canceled.
Yeah, that's when it was.
Series
23 years ago.
Yeah, series gets canceled.
But
like
in the middle of it,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't over.
wasn't over. It ended
We
on
don't
a
know what
cliffhanger.
happened to.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff that was left
Right.
untold.
Okay.
And everybody had just assumed for like over a decade that alright, this story is just never going to be resolved ever.
Well, and at that
Yeah.
time, it wasn't going to be.
no.
This is
yeah.
new.
This is
This
new.
was not
yeah.
like a plan. Like we're gonna wait 25 fucking
No,
years.
but no. Here's the thing.
Wait a minute.
In the
Stop it.
last episode, there was a dream sequence when someone said, "I'm going to see you again in 25 years."
What?
That's
This
the thing.
wasn't planned. Was it?
I don't know. Nobody
I have
knows
to
right
watch
now
this.
because
Okay.
it's too perfect. Everyone thought
It
like
might be just perfect.
yeah, it might just be perfect.
That
but,
now
like,
the tides are coming together and there's time. Well, and you know what? And they are waiting until 2016. They could easily do it next year. What is wrong with you? I'm kidding.
I was sick.
They could easily do it next year. There's plenty of time, I would think, to do it next
Did
year.
I
no,
get
I
you
was-
sick from last time?
Oh,
You might have gotten me
Oh
sick.
my
You guys shouldn't have been made out
God.
after the show.
Yeah, too
Gotta
much
stop doing that,
too
man.
much tongue.
But
Too
why
much
don't
time.
I just give in a couple of some information here? 2016
Uh-huh.
on Showtime,
Showtime.
and it's
9
gonna be
episodes.
9 episodes. You know,
All
okay?
directed by David Lynch.
And
Mark
hopefully
Frost.
he'll be
Very
in it.
cool. That's very
Oh
cool.
yeah, David Lynch as a character, so
Right, hopefully
he'll be in it.
It's amazing, and it takes place 25 years later.
Uh-huh.
It's now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
I
I'm so
know.
happy for Twin Peaks fans.
It's-
I want to
yeah,
watch it because
that's
I'm
nice.
jealous
Yeah,
that you
this
guys
is
are
amazing.
getting this
Really
amazing
swell.
experience.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought I would ever get this kind of experience.
I don't
Like-
even know the show, and
Like
I think it's
imagine, like
awesome.
for you, imagine the news came out that James Wan is coming back to wrap up Saw for good.
Right, yeah, and it was
Like,
ignoring
we're
4,
gonna
5,
finish
6,
the
and 7.
Yeah.
Or for me, it would be something like, maybe, I don't know, one of my favorite TV shows. I can't think of anything right now, but I could easily think of, there's
Yeah,
plenty of
it's
things
like-
that would be, it's
it's
like
like
a band reuniting or something
Yeah,
like that. I don't
something
know.
that
Gullah
was
Gullah Island, return to the island.
Hardcore,
Gullah Gullah Island.
hardcore,
Binya
reboot.
Binya.
I didn't understand Spanish families. I didn't get it. I was so young when that show came out. I was like, why are
You
they
thought they
different?
weren't real. Why are
Like,
they
why are they
different?
different?
The
Yeah.
age-old question.
Yeah, why? Are they different?
And now Twin Peaks is an all-female cast, though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
they're sex changing everybody on the cast.
So,
Good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's TV
Revolutionary.
news, folks.
Wow.
Very
That was
crazy stuff. Thank you,
crazy.
Robin, once again. Can we get a round of
Thank you,
applause?
Robin.
Thank you,
Thank you
Robin.
for letting us go.
Thank you. Let's take a break.
Christ.
First things first, I'm the real estate agent. I have to say that Nyctophobia opens this weekend.
Are you
This
nervous?
You know what?
What if it burns down?
You know what's crazy? I'm not as nervous as I probably should be because it's not complete. It's almost done. You know, we got a couple things to do, but it's all manageable.
Mhm.
I'm not as nervous because we did our first full walkthrough of like the logistics of it. Not with all the
Were you scared?
actors in place. No, it's not. We didn't do it like that. I'm saying we walked through, and we timed it all out, and it's all correct, and it's my favorite. I can't say it's the best
So
because that's up to
happy.
you
Yeah.
to decide, but it's probably my favorite.
Are the
year yet.
ghosts all calibrated?
The ghosts are calibrated. Everything is ready to.
Make sure those ghosts are calibrated.
God damn it!
God
That's
damn
Eric's
it.
job. He just goes in there with
This
a
weekend
clipboard.
is sold out. Next weekend is mostly sold out. There's some tickets available as of recording this, and then the final weekend still has some availability. So if anyone's interested in going that lives in the area, yeah,
That's
still available.
awesome.
I'm excited. We'll see what people think of it because it's obviously
Always different.
I appreciate the things that we're doing, but who knows? We'll see. We're always trying to do some crazy shit that might work, might not work, and we'll see what happens.
What
There
a
you go.
spooky fun time.
But I'm very excited. So that's that. That's me. And plugging the Interstellar interview. It's kind of cool. And not an interview, but just my little clip was kind
Link
of
that.
cool.
You should
So
link that.
there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll Zelda it.
Link it because I didn't even actually watch it,
Okay.
so I will.
What do you have to plug there,
Me
pal?
now? Me.
You got something very important to plug.
Oh,
Your Twitter.
Oh, my Twitter. I had a bad week. I got sick.
You had a bad week, but you're welcome. I saved you from killing yourself. Yes.
I almost did. It was close.
Yeah. He did say thank you, everybody. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think I would kill myself over Twitter if it was over anything.
If it was that bad.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? I
well,
didn't like your first name you went with. I love this current name.
My new Twitter name is Mike's Moist.
I love it.
I was going to be Moist Mike, but that was taken. Main problem.
Yeah, I like that much better.
Yeah.
I like Mike's Moist better.
Damn it.
Main problem is that it wasn't because I couldn't come up with a new name. It was that everything was taken.
But I just want to make it clear. What I told you to do was change your Instagram
Acronym.
to MW10T.
Well, no, here's the thing.
Not change everything.
Well, no, you kind of dawned this whole thing on me that I was like...
You wanted to change the whole brand.
Yeah, because when you told me that, I was like...
I just did it recently. Striflark.
Yeah, because when everyone was
Feels
starting
good.
to say how
That's my name.
Jake shared a picture of mine on Instagram and instantly I got a ton of followers. I was like, where did all this come
Your
from?
Twitter is MW10T. Your Instagram is Man with 10 Toes. It's like it's not. You know.
Now I was like, oh, I've been doing everything wrong. This whole
Which I've told you.
You didn't tell me. You just made fun of me. You just made fun of me.
See, Eric, we
You just
can't,
made fun of
we can't
me.
pick on. We need to educate and
Yeah.
help and reevaluate. Okay? Alright, buddy, get off the floor.
You gotta write it down with a bulleted list.
Whatever. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a fucking bullet.
All right.
Well,
I'll gladly.
So what's the deal? So what are you now?
Mike's Moist.
At
On Instagram as well?
Yes, on
Okay,
Instagram.
cool. So that's
Twitter,
settled.
right?
Mike's
All
Moist.
caps.
I don't think you have to put caps.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yours is
Mike's
all
Moist.
caps, I don't know.
I'm a moist man. I can't help it.
Good.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
And
That is
shout out to the friend who gave up the name back to you, MW10T. That was nice of him.
That's
Fan of the show,
funny.
so thank you, appreciate that.
Hmm?
I said shout out to the person who took the name and then gave it back, MW10T, because you didn't want it to go to someone who's going to pretend to be you.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. So yeah, we solved that
who would wanna
dilemma.
be you?
Whatever.
Yeah, why?
It's all good.
Why would you do that
Everything's
to
good
me?
in the hood.
Why would you do that to me?
What's your deal, Jake?
Speaking of Twitter, I honestly think my Twitter is probably the best thing in the world.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. Especially during hashtag the Rocktober.
Follow me
It's all rock.
at Jake Baldino, JakeBaldino. I figured I'd
Very
just
cool.
spell it.
Sound like, wait a minute. Is part of your name Dino?
Yeah.
You're a dinosaur. I was
Dino.
just thinking that.
Yeah, I was
Jake Bald Dino.
Why have you ever done that before?
That could have been your spooky
Yeah.
Jake Ball Dinosaur.
Jake Ball
That's
Dino.
not
That's your
spooky,
spook.
Jake Ball
No,
Dino.
it would be Jake Spookadino.
That's not even a dinosaur.
Jake
Jake
Skeleton.
Spookdino.
It just sounds like
What
an
is your name?
Italian
What did you go
spooky
with?
name.
What do you mean? I didn't change my Twitter.
You didn't come up with a spooky name. Mine is Eric Scared Stifler.
Yeah.
And by the way, my Twitter is at Strifleric.
I'm too damn professional.
All right, fine. Damn professional. All right.
As I tweet about poop and butts.
We've got a new commentary track. It's our
Ooh.
first spooktacular. Well, we've been doing
First
a
of
lot
many
of spooky
spooks.
stuff. We've done a lot of spooky stuff. Everything
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, Ghostbusters,
Halloween is Spook Month.
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. We've done Ghostbusters as well. We did a movie. It's the band. I'm doing quotations.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon movie called Cry Baby Lane.
It was probably banned not because it was too crazy. It was very confusing.
It was confusing.
Oh,
We
yeah.
still don't know what happened. in some
I
of it.
still don't I was actually thinking about this movie yesterday. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Here's the
Sorry.
best part. The
Yeah.
best part of it is it's available on YouTube. Okay,
Good.
and we linked to it, so anybody, if you download the commentary track, you can watch it on YouTube. You don't need to go and find the DVD. You don't need to download it anywhere. It's up on
Right
YouTube.
click, open new tab.
Open new tab,
Yeah.
YouTube.com. It probably will autofill.
Update your browser.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Update your browser. You always want to do that. And then stop browsing and look and watch. No, fuck it. Yeah, Crybaby Lane. Pretty much it.com/shop. It's a really fun commentary track. Everyone on patreon.com/pretty much it has been listening to it already, and they think some people said it was the best one yet.
Really?
I don't
Oh,
know
man.
about it because the movie was just so weird that I can't really
Yeah.
vouch for it. I thought we were hilarious. I
just
thought
us
it was a
trying
very
to
funny.
figure it out.
Right, because of that, it was a very funny discussion because we were like, "What is going
the
on?"
fuck is happening?
But I will say that on Patreon we are very close to our next goal. We've kind of plateaued a little bit, which is obviously expected, but we're really trying. We're coming up to when we're going to move into the new studio, and we don't have quite enough yet, so I'm getting a little nervous.
Give us
but
the money.
Hey,
I
don't
think
get
we'll be
nervous.
alright. I think
Don't
we'll be
get
alright.
nervous,
I think we'll be okay.
Don't get
But
nervous.
we are very close to our next goal, and that is for Vin Diesel's The Pacifier. That will be the next commentary
Yeah, we'll be
track.
very close to mine.
Followed by just the next one later is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Not to be
So
confused
a lot of
with
stuff
the
to be
Rocks,
excited about.
Not to be confused with the Rocks.
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy,
No.
which is nowhere near.
Could never possibly be
Sorry,
confused.
Rock. Sorry, Dwayne, but
Were they
The
gonna make
Pacifier is an award-winning movie.
Were they gonna make a Tooth Fairy too?
I think they made it.
Did they?
No, they made it with Larry the fucking Cable Guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Let's watch that one. But yeah, patreon.com/pretty much it. There's a whole lot of cool stuff you can get there. Perks and stuff. Great bonus clips. 2 of the best ever over the last couple of weeks. And actually, I will say that the pre-show for this one was really good. We were trying to decide if any bad people died in 9/11.
It could be.
There you go.
Could be.
It was a real discussion. It wasn't even funny. But yeah, so thank you very much if anyone's supporting us on Patreon. We really appreciate it. We're very glad that you're enjoying all the bonus content there, the early stuff. It's all great. We like to give away a free shirt every week.
do.
Pretty much it.com/giveaway. Giving away free shirts from beobscure.com. And everyone's been excited winning them every week. It's really wonderful. Yeah, you got them sick. We even give away sicknesses, illnesses. But yeah, so just win a shirt. That's all you gotta do. You can enter and win a free shirt, and it's that easy. Watch the Monday show to find out if you
win
want.
a shirt with Jake Baldino.
Alright. And that is it for our break. Let's talk about video game news.
Speaking of Jake Baldino.
I think there seems to be far less of this than the other stuff this week. We had a lot of shit this week in the movie.
First things first, I'm not the realist. First things first, we got a new tease for the Telltale Games Game of Thrones game.
Now, what is this tease?
It really doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a bunch of words.
Well, it might mean something to you if you knew anything about the show, which you don't.
I think Matilda would be very offended by what you just said.
So why don't you do some research before you fucking talk about your video game news, Jake?
Okay.
What does it say?
I hear that a lot, actually.
What does it say?
Something about ironwood trees. It's like a reference to something. I don't know.
I think it said iron to ice or something like that.
Yeah, the hashtag is like from ice and iron.
If the hashtag is from iron to ice, then that means it's probably about Theon Greyjoy, which is he gets his penis taken off and his
if the hashtag fits, you must acquit.
Mm-hmm.
He gets his penis taken off.
Taken off. And
by Liam Neeson.
Yeah, and his teeth
taken
gets his teeth taken off.
Taken three.
Does he go and like be a video game?
He becomes a pussy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go on.
I tell you what, speaking of Taken, I saw A Million Ways to Die in the West.
It wasn't good, was it?
It wasn't that good.
It wasn't great.
I tell you what, Liam Neeson played a pretty awesome cowboy.
Did you have the cameos ruined for you?
Not the one after the credits.
Oh, that one nobody ruined.
Screamed.
Yeah.
I threw a chair through a window.
Don't say anything.
No, I won't.
Yeah, that was great.
I threw a chair through a window.
The other one was spoiled. Everybody knows that one. Yeah. Anyway,
there's a Duck Dynasty video game coming out.
Nice. Why don't you read what it says in the notes?
Why?
Duck Dynasty. Cool game in the works.
Very cool.
They got a cool game in the works.
Oh man, this is like. I know we were just talking about how life is now worth living.
It's not.
Not anymore. Now
suddenly it's not.
Suddenly I'm
not sure. I just want to say just the fact that any of those people on TV are or household names.
That's irrelevant to this.
I know it's irrelevant.
They're not in my household, so I don't care. Whatever you do in your household is up to you.
They are in your household whether you like it or not.
No, I've never ever seen it.
Nobody
talks about it.
I've never seen it either. But
nobody talks about it in my house.
They're coming to your home video game entertainment console.
They're coming to your TVs.
They're coming for your Netflix.
They're coming for your kids.
Out of your Netflix, they just come out and they get you.
Well, they're not coming out.
They copyrighted camouflage. I don't know how they did it. It's like
they're building an empire and capitalizing on the
mad respect.
Right? Yeah, for real. They're not in heaven yet. I wish they
were.
were.
Shit, was that a threat?
Maybe after a freak duck accident.
Yeah.
They all die.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to the ultimate dynasty.
The ultimate dynasty.
Now Danny DeVito shows up in the big penguin.
Oh, and they shoot him dead and they go to jail.
No, he shoots them dead because that's what the penguin does sometimes.
And the penguin just shoots people to death? That's what it is?
I mean, in the Gotham show, he just kind of whines and stabs
and steals
people.
their fucking sandwiches.
Yeah.
Can I get a sandwich?
That was kind of funny.
That guy's cool.
Anyway, Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, this game came out.
For 3DS. Cool. It's out.
Woohoo! It's great, right?
It's very good, yeah. I recommend Jeremy Johns' review of it because it's exactly how I feel about it.
Okay, well you could have plugged it, asshole, but now you're not.
Well, I plugged it right now.
Alright, well, you know what? Fine.
Yeah. But the big thing is that we have a release date for the real version. The real version. The Wii U version is coming out November 21st, and I'm really excited.
I still think it's so weird how they did this. Wouldn't it have been much cooler to get the full version first and then the light version later?
Yeah, I guess you can go either way. I don't know, because I feel like I would rather have a lead up and get more excited as a tease.
Well, now it feels like the hype is completely diminished now because the game's out.
The hype is real. The hype never dies for Smash.
The hype is real. Alright. Fine.
Eric, are you alright?
What?
What's the matter?
What?
What was that all about?
Must be the Rocktober. Ooh,
The Rocktober's getting to you?
Sorry, I got a little possessed.
Jesus Christ. Star Wars Battle Pod is a thing.
Ooh.
What?
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Can I get one? Is it like a thing that attaches to a motorcycle?
It's like headphones.
Can you get this and put it in your room?
This is... it makes no sense. It's an arcade game.
Okay.
So far it does make sense to me.
Arcade, because arcades are everywhere.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
All the rage. But it's really cool because it's like a big pod that you get into with screens that like
They had that.
wrap around. Yeah, but now it's like the cool new version. But it's a very similar thing where it's like you have cockpits stick things and you steer.
Every
ships,
arcade game in like the
speeder
early
bikes.
every arcade game in the early 2000s had that.
Now picture like a next generation version
Now picture Star Wars.
and picture Star
There's
Wars.
too many pictures in my brain. I can't take it.
So I mean,
You're
it looks,
running out of memory.
it looks really cool. There's like a little teaser reel.
Oh.
And TIE fighters, speeder bikes, the whole 9 yards from the original series because that's what they're marketing now. They're
Alright.
not even acknowledging the
I dig it.
sequels anymore. That's cool, I guess. The last thing we gotta talk about is Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity has been confirmed to run at 30 frames per second, and it's only 900p.
Now
It's not
explain
1080p.
this to me.
Yeah.
1080p resolution is like, you know, the
Is the
preferred
standard,
resolution,
sure.
and it's expected with these next gen
Sure.
consoles.
And what about the frame rate?
Frame rate, 30 frames per second locked is good, but most people
60
think
is so much better.
60 is the best.
People
Like-
prefer 60? Okay.
Personally, there's an argument too about like 60 versus 30, like
Oh,
kind of like
it's-
with The Hobbit.
Oh no!
This is totally
Completely
different. Video games you want to
Video
be.
game, yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't know.
It's
Sometimes I
so-
think it looks weird.
Oh, it's so much better. Like
I actually am all
I
for
tell you, I
that.
like it for Call of Duty. Oh my god.
Well, because you want that to look realistic. And if you wanted it to look cinematic, you make it 24 frames per second. You could change it, you know what I mean?
Holy shit!
But-
why haven't they ever done that?
well,
I'm sure
I don't
something
know,
is
in
done.
video
No,
game science, it
the
probably
order
does
is
it.
doing that.
I'm sure something is
It's
done.
30 frames.
Has
Yeah.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
ever done that? 24 frames? Like, no, probably not. Never
No
mind.
video game. was
No,
like
actually,
30.
probably was like 22 frames per
no
second.
game- Yeah. Interesting.
But why is this game so like poopy?
Well, people are pissed just because you know the thing is
game poopy or
no the game's people
Why are the
don't
settings,
care about
like-
the game.
Okay.
It's because like
They're trying to be different.
the Xbox One has been known to not be able to render 1080p games as well, like with ports.
That's bad.
So now
hope you get a refund.
So
Yeah.
they said that they are keeping it at 900p for both for both consoles to avoid all the debates and stuff. And
Do you know what can do 1080p?
that? Yeah, my iPhone.
Your iPhone.
Yeah, but it's also not rendering all of Paris.
Yeah, well, I am.
Anyway, yeah. So people are. So they said.
I'm trying to contribute to
So
the
they,
game.
they said that they tried to backpedal from this, but basically they said that they kept it at 900p to avoid all the debates and stuff. That's like
that is
and
the
I quote.
shittiest excuse I've ever heard.
Yeah, and that
But it's
kinda
funny because
sucks,
can I just
right?
tell you, like, nobody would notice
Oh
No.
no, it's
if
really
they lied.
it's really noticeable. Like
How is that possible?
here's how I figured it out. The Last of Us reboot that came out, not the reboot, the remaster.
HD.
It gave you the choice to switch between 30 and 60 frames a second. And you know, from that point, I never even dreamed of how different like it would feel.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
No, I say
60
that's
is
a big difference.
Such an improvement.
I say that's a big difference, but
I'm
people
talking
are
about
more up in arms
900p
about
versus
the-
1080p.
Yeah, people
That's
are
what I'm
more up
talking
in arms
about.
about
Oh, that.
that. Yeah,
Well,
which that's not much of a difference.
I don't know if it's a right. Do you know what Alien Isolation is? If that,
That should be 1080p. Yeah.
I'm having a little resolution problem with that.
What are you playing or not?
My PS4.
What is it not scaling right?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk. Call me later. Okay. Okay. Take two.
Oh, you guys
Call
are
me in the
cute.
morning. All right. That's it. That's kind of. I don't care too much. It's a heated debate because people get up in arms about video game graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just like, I hope the game doesn't suck.
Well, I was gonna say Assassin's Creed has been giving themselves a lot of controversy. Didn't they just like get over the thing where it's like, yeah, we couldn't have a girl character because our computers can't handle it?
Yeah, Ubisoft is
What?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Ubisoft is like really. What
the hell does that even mean?
PR goofs. sometimes.
They're like the physics. We just can't do it. There's
Alright.
just too much physics to girls.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
The Ubisoft PR is like a goof sometimes. They don't really say the right things. Anyway,
Oh, well.
that's about it for video games. I mean, nothing as cool as Ghostbusters 3.
No.
Which, speaking of, the best Ghostbusters 3 you can get is actually the video game.
I've heard that.
Right, everybody says that, and I believe it. I've
I've
never
heard
played it,
from-
but I believe it.
I've heard from die-hard Ghostbusters fans
Go
that
fucking play it.
it's a good follow-up.
There's your video game news for the week, if anything. Go play it.
Alright.
Go play.
That's the video game news. Go play it.
How about you go play outside for a change?
And that's it for
Never
video
again.
games, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Let's talk about the poll. Last week's poll question was, what spooky movie should we do a commentary track for? And we are going to do that commentary track this week, so you'll be able to hear it next week. Patreon, of course, on Monday. Everyone else on Thursday or Friday.
Thank you,
Depending on when you want to get it.
Thank you, fans.
In third place, we had Halloween Town. I'm down to do that regardless.
I don't know what that is.
Is that the
I
one
want to
where-
live there.
It's a Disney movie.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's cute. But I like it, though. It's cute. Like, I don't really know if we could really goof on it too much. In second place, Cabin in the Woods.
Why?
I am so glad that this didn't win.
Yeah. What's wrong with you guys? The whole time we would just be saying we like this movie.
Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Which, like, we've done that technically, like, with Spider-Man, but that was campy and we could laugh at it, too.
Yeah, there would be
This is so new and good. It would be like doing the Avengers.
It
It's
would
like,
just be me talking
understand.
about Chris Hemsworth the whole time. I'd be like,
Yeah, I don't know what we would
okay.
joke about, because it's like jokes, they make jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
But the winner, and this really is perfect, and
This
it
is
was
what we're
Lonnie's
doing.
actually,
This is
Lonnie's
what we're doing,
suggestion.
right? Oh.
Yes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation,
I've never seen
starring Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey.
Christmas.
Yes,
Renee
it's the
Zellweger,
third time you said
Jesus
Christmas. Careful,
Christ.
it's going to show up.
Wow.
Basically,
Turn around.
this is going to be a blast. I can't wait to do this. I've never seen this movie before. Have you?
Me neither.
Why would we have seen this? Yeah, so there we go. That's what we're going to do. And the new poll question is, with Ghostbusters 3,
Wait, the next
On the way.
generation, check Texas Chainsaw. Does that mean like Leatherface as a baby?
I honestly have no idea what it means.
The next generation.
But the next poll question is, what funny women would you like to see in Ghostbusters 3?
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah. I can think of a bunch that I won't say now. Obviously, we'll say them next week, and we'll
Yeah.
see what you guys say. But yeah, let us know, facebook.com/prettymuchit, and we'll find out what you think.
No.
Okay. Yeah, wait a minute. Well, I'm going to bump up the audio
That
on
was
that
like-
for next week and see if we can hear what you just said.
I had so many ideas.
That is not even
And
close.
that was on
You
the
were like,
bottom of the
your
list.
face when I I turned.
He was
towards you, you were
upset.
like,
Jake just whispered something to Mike, and Mike was upset about the woman that he mentioned. Anyway, oh my god. Oh my god. What is that, Jake? What are you doing?
It's the new kind of.
I
It's
don't
the
know
new
what
kind of
that is.
beat.
Alright, I thought that was something else.
what did you think it was?
Hashtag ask
Like
PMI.
O face?
No!
O face.
Hashtag SPMI.
It's time.
Snow face.
At Drew Bellamo asks, were you in any clubs or sports in high school?
Yep,
Nope.
I did the newspaper club for a bit.
I did that.
Yeah.
In junior.
When I was a little kid, I was in science club.
In junior high, I was in Star Wars Club.
I believe you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was on the soccer team for a short
Star
time.
Wars club.
And then I was like, you guys taking this too seriously.
I was a bench warmer. I was a professional bench warmer for the football.
Well, I didn't even get to the games.
I-
Oh, really?
I never played a
What?
day.
Wow, that's
never
so
played
sad.
a day.
I didn't fucking do anything.
And I hated
Good.
it. Good. You're better. You're better off.
No,
honestly.
I don't regret that.
Good. Now, a couple of people were asking, they were like, Eric, what happened to your podcast? Do we talk about movies and stuff that you've seen? Honestly, I have no idea. Paul is busy doing his podcast. He's not doing his podcast because he's busy. And with me, what was it called? Talks Too Much?
forgot.
I've had zero, it's all just, I've had zero interest in sitting down and talking about movies. I really just have
You're
zero
already
interest.
doing the
I don't know what to tell
pretty
you.
much
You don't want to hear me you don't want to hear me do something I'm not excited to do. That doesn't make any sense. But a couple people asked us, and we have Matt Likes Movies. Talk about Gone Girl? That's
Now,
not a question, but
Here's the thing. It's very hard. I can't really say much about this
you
movie.
can't say much about it without
spoiling
spoiling it, so we're not going to say much.
This-
But what I will say is that I loved it.
I loved it too.
I've seen it twice. It's almost better the second time. And the score is fantastic. There's a question coming up about that in a minute.
Yeah,
the
really,
acting
really
is
liked
great.
it.
Great stuff.
There's one moment that I
And what about you? You saw it with me.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was so
That's it.
happy. I was so happy you loved it. I was like, please tell me Mike enjoyed a movie.
He did say that to me.
Yeah, it was great.
We have at ShieldC9710, what Oscar nominations might Gone Girl receive?
I don't think any.
Really? Oh, Rosamund Pike for sure. It's a guarantee. She played she played a bunch of. Shoot,
Yeah.
don't fucking edit this! God, no! I'll edit it. Okay, so just hold on, wait a second. So Rosamund Pike for sure. I say that's a done deal. I can't imagine she won't get a nomination. Ben Affleck, whatever, no. I would even say, I forget her name, unfortunately. Oh, Carrie Coon, who played the sister, was
She was
really
great.
good. She could get a
Yeah,
supporting.
she was great.
And
And the girl with the boobs.
I don't think the girl. I'm sorry.
The girl with the boobs.
Maybe best adaptation.
Script, you mean screenplay? Adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
I would think directing as well. I think it was directed pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it was good.
Best crazy scene that made me go, whoa.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of potential there.
It's an award.
That was an award.
It's an Oscar statue, but his mouth is open.
His mouth is wide open doing the scream. And finally, with Gone Girl here, Mango Murderer asked, at Mango Murderer, excuse
Why would
me,
you do that to
asked,
mangoes?
what is your favorite track on the Gone Girl soundtrack? I don't know if you guys have listened, but
I'm
I have
all
to say,
about Gone Girl.
Consummation.
The one that's like.
Consummation.
Yeah. The one that sounds like Breaking Bad. The what's the name of the episode? Crawl Space.
Oh, yeah, a little
sounded
bit.
like
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
With the heartbeat, it was like.
It's got an element of that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I've listened to a bunch. Really, the whole score is so good, but the whole score is basically 314 every night. The track on the Social Network.
Yeah, well,
score.
yeah, Trent
it's like
Bass.
that for 85 minutes.
Everyone's like, what did he just say?
And finally, at Where's Jackie asked, do you take the stairs or an elevator to Hot Dog Studios? And you know what?
I tell you what, we take an elevator.
Why don't you take a ride with us? Let's go!
Elevator time. Let's go, boys.
I love riding an elevator and defying gravity.
So we're in an elevator right now.
This is the best elevator that anyone's
We're
ever...
hardly defying gravity, okay? Alright, Alpha Bob?
Hey, buddy, don't touch me in an elevator.
Yeah, we're
in a confined space and you're gonna make me jumpy.
This is what it's like, though, when we're not in the studio. Jake just ignores us. He doesn't actually like us.
Usually we have this talk.
He's busy. It's the homes.
Oh, sorry.
And that's pretty much it.